Okay, that took me so much time to set up, and this light wasn't even really working. Well, the other one's not working, and this one is barely working. And that's what happens when you buy a whole bunch of cheap equipment. But the topic of this video is gonna be pretty short, but I'm gonna talk about stop boxing yourself into one thing, alright? And I know that was assertive, but hear me out. So before I started pharmacy school, I was kind of having, little anxiety attacks, like, is this really what I want to do, right? Because at that point, I was very, very interested in watching movies, and I was like, what if I could be the next big film director or something like that? And, I was just more of just anxiety of, I'm starting pharmacy school, and it's a 4-year commitment. Should I do it? Should I not? And yeah, so at that point, I was really having, like, worries and stuff, but those are all gone. And the way I got to relieve those worries was, when I got into pharmacy school, instead of just being a student that just studies and does regular clubs everyone does, I was like, hey, I like making videos, I like watching movies, I like doing all that stuff. Why don't I just create my own thing? And that's this vlog. And that's just a simple version of it. But one thing I want to speak about was the fact that when people do careers such as becoming a doctor or med school or becoming like an engineer, but I'm really more staying towards like the healthcare careers. I think since it takes up a big part of your life and takes up so much time, you let your career define who you are. So people start knowing you as that doctor or that pharmacist. And I think that's great, right? Like career is like a big part of your life. But I think at the same time, you shouldn't let the career that you go into define you as a person. Because you as a person have a lot of different passions, a lot of other things that you like other than working. So when you go into these schools and when you go into these careers, don't forget to make time to do the things that you want to do. Don't lose yourself in just doing one thing. And I think it's important that you let yourself enjoy these other things, these other passions, because that's how you remain happy throughout these schools. So the key to, staying happy, whether you go to med school, pharmacy school, or any other school, is to really just let yourself be open to, or let yourself have the time to work on your own passions, things that aren't necessarily related to your future career, right? And that's one of the ways that I think will leave you way more happy than ever before. That's all I want to talk about. Let me know what you guys think. How do you guys feel about, should you just be all in on your career, or, should you do something else? Like, does that mean you're only putting a certain amount of time, you're not really putting your full effort? I don't know, it's kind of like a weird topic to speak about, but I think it happens a lot, especially what I've noticed on Instagram is like people post so much about going to med school, their passion and everything, and then you start thinking like, how passionate are you really? Like, is this all you think about? Like, is there other things that you're thinking about? Like, what's happening here? And I think it's just more about reality and being more real and doing other things that you like, because, in the end, work is work, and you do work because you need the money, and that's the honest truth of it. But it is also great when you have a passion for what you're doing, but that's just like a random thought, I think that you should always make time for things that you like, and it doesn't always have to be related towards your career. And whether you guys are sitting right here and you're going through high school, pharmacy school, med school, or business school, engineering, whatever, just know that, yes, school is stressful and you gotta go through all these things, you gotta get a job, but still allow yourself to do things that you love. And yeah, I'll catch you guys, I think, Sunday? Yeah, it's gonna be Sunday. Alright, peace out.